Hello everyone, this is Niharika. Today I'm here to talk about a very sizzling business opportunity which, if planned and understood carefully, could really help you achieve your business goals and your lifetime goals. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about here is starting up your own food truck business. Yes, you heard me right. Not a restaurant, not a roadside hela, not a cafe, a proper moving food truck business. So, to get started with, first we need to decide that which type of food truck business you want to start. So, basically, there are two types of food truck business. One is which is a standalone, which commutes daily but parks at a specific location every single day. The location of the food truck is fixed for every day. This is one. Secondly, is the drive away food truck. Drive away is basically which keeps on roaming around the city and parks on different locations on different days. Okay, so these are the two types of food trucks, and now you need to decide upon which one of these two you want to go with. This is one thing. After that, so once this is done, you need to decide upon the whether you want to buy a new vehicle or you want to buy a old vehicle. So there are equal pros and cons of buying a new as well as a old vehicle. The major big difference which I understand in buying a new or a old vehicle is, if you are going for an old vehicle, it is really a cost saving thing for you. It is really pocket friendly for you, because if you are going for a new vehicle, so it would minimum cost you around 7 to 8 lakhs, just the minimum part I'm telling you. Okay, but if you're going for an old vehicle, it would almost save your cost up to 40%. An old vehicle could maybe somewhere around 4 to 5 lakhs. Okay, so that is something which you need to first decide upon which vehicle you want to buy. Now, the vehicle which you want to buy or not, along with that, the size of the vehicle is also really very important. Why? And this is directly proportional to the menu you are going to serve. Why is, suppose if you are going for let's say kind of the basic stuff like burgers, sandwiches, juice and shakes, so this kind of setup can be done in a very small size tempo as well. Okay, so you wouldn't be requiring a very huge truck size. Okay, so this is one thing. But just in case if the menu is something related to the pizza or ice creams, let's say, in those cases you need to go for a medium to a large size food truck. The reason being very simple. For preparing a pizza or a ice cream, a heavy machinery, a heavy microwave, oven, tandoor, and a big installation part needs to be done, which cannot be fitted in a small size tempo. So this is something which you need to decide upon the menu of the food you are going to serve. Based on the menu, you need to decide which vehicle, the small size, the medium size, or the large size food truck you want to go for. Once the size is decided, afterwards you need to decide if you want to buy a new vehicle or you want to buy a old vehicle. This is one thing. Second aspect which you need to consider is the license and the permits. Now, you are going to start a new business. Any business industry you enter in, there are some legal formalities you need to do, right? So, in India, there is no specified structure of starting up a food structure of a food truck business. Okay, there are regulations related to the shops, there are regulations related to the restaurants, but not for a food truck specifically. But there are some things which you need to checklist. Okay, so one is the NOC which you need to get, one is the vehicle license, one is you need to get registered yourself with the FSSAI. Okay, then you need to also get yourself registered with the local municipal corporation. Then you need to also look up for the state or the national permit. Now this depends on which cities your vehicle would be moving in throughout the day. Okay, so depending upon the cities, depending on the mobility of your vehicle, you need to see if you require a state permit or a national permit. So like that, there are certain legal things which you need to checklist. Okay, so for that, I would really suggest you to go and consult with your lawyer, who would be the best person to advise you for the legality part. To get started, at least to get started, you need, there are some things, two or three things which you need to take care of. Okay. Now, guys, next thing what I want to tell you is the kitchen equipments as well as the raw materials. Kitchen equipments is something like refrigerator, juicers, mixers, tandoors, steamers, grillers, exhaust system, burner, electricity connection. So these are some things which need to be planned out really well so that there are no concerns in the later part. Okay, and spending upon these things also needs to be very carefully done. Okay, you cannot just be a miser while doing this. So please plan your equipments carefully, spend on them very carefully. Afterwards, you need to decide upon the raw materials. So raw materials is something which can be stocked depending upon the market demand, depending upon the footfall you are getting. Okay, in the initial level, you need to understand that for a week or two, or maybe a month or two, you need to analyze and understand the sales pattern. Okay, now depending upon the footfall you are getting, depending on the daily sales, depending upon the daily orders, number of orders which you are getting on the daily basis, you need to plan out your raw materials. Okay, so raw materials need not to be stocked in a large quantity, and at the same time it does not need to be stocked in a very small quantity. Okay, so raw materials is something, in the initial level I would suggest you keep it on the minimal level, analyze the sales, analyze the demand, and based on that you go ahead and start stocking your raw material. After finishing up with the raw material and the kitchen equipment part, we'll now move on to the marketing part. What is marketing? So see, in the, to survive in any business, to survive in the any business in today's era, you need to take care of the marketing part, and this cannot be just dependent upon only one source, which is either offline or online. You need to have a mix of both the marketing parts. Okay, now for the offline, there are some of the things like pamphlets, banners, billboards, right? And for the online marketing, there are Facebook. Nowadays you can use WhatsApp as well. Then you can go with the personal branding, you can start your YouTube vlogs, you can start your own website and post, and start writing about your business, start writing about the daily footfall, start writing about the customer feedback. And mind you, when I'm telling you, personal branding is something you cannot compromise upon. Okay, personal branding is something which you start, if you start focusing today, this is going to give you larger returns in the longer term. So this is something which you need to plan out really carefully. Just do not mistaken yourself that you buy a food truck, then you design it as per your idea, as per your theme, you park it in a proper locality, and that is it. This is just going to do the entire work. No, I must tell you, no, this solely is not going to help you in any way. So please do take help of the marketing, do invest properly in the marketing. This will give you the larger return. After the marketing, you need to decide upon the staffing. Staffing is something which needs to be planned out in the initial stage. So there are two things. If you yourself are going to cook, so you can be the head chef, and you would require at least one assistant or a helper who would help you out with the other operations, the serving part, the cleaning part, and each and everything. Okay. And in case if you are not going to be the head chef by yourself, so you need to appoint these two, one head chef and the other one is the helper. So at least two staff members are there which would be required in the initial stage. Next, depending upon the requirement and the demand and the sales, you can continue and move ahead with the staffing. Secondly, comes to the staff uniform. Now, staff uniform, I wouldn't say it's mandatory, but yes, it is highly recommended. See, if a restaurant or any food truck or any food business, if they're operating in a food, in a like uniform, if the staff is properly managed, properly organized in a neat and clean uniform, this really leaves a long lasting impression on just not on the customers but to every other person. Okay, this really helps you to build your customer trust. This really helps you build your brand image. So please be careful. If you are going to start about the business, I would really recommend you to go with the staff uniform as well. Okay, so guys, these are some of the things which you need to plan out, and you need to do a lot of research. Just because I am telling you or you go through one or two articles is not going to help you yourself need to do a lot of research on these things. Today's video was all about it. In the coming videos, we are going to discuss on each and every module in very detailed manner. Okay, we are going to discuss about the marketing part solely in deep. We are going to discuss about the vehicle part. We are going to discuss about the cost part, what to spend, where to spend, how to select the equipments, how to plan your raw material, how to select the head chef, how to select the assistant. Each and everything we are going to discuss in very detail in the coming videos. So please do let me know if you like the video, if that was any helpful for you, and if you do like it, please click on the like button and subscribe button, and stay tuned. Bye bye.